It's a really sad state of affairs for the Total War community. Again, the game is in a state of serious disrepair, and again, Creative Assembly has been very quiet on the subject of it. I myself fell victim to the Lizardmen AI freezing bug when I was making the Hunts Marshal campaign guide. Here's the first campaign. You can see that the lizards are still a big threat, and here's the second campaign, after the patches which broke the AI. You can see that Pestilence has swallowed all of the Lizardmen factions in the south of Lustria. He's taken out 10-in-1, Gorok, and he's even taken out Oxyotl in the Chaos Wastes. It put a lot of pressure onto me as a content creator. Do I just pretend that the Lizardman bugs don't exist? I was kind of hoping that they'd be patched out quickly, but after no progress had been made on the matter, I was left with the choice of either delay the video, release a video which is incorrect in the current context of the game, or the option I chose, which is make a stupid joke of it and bin your footage. Funnily enough, this isn't actually the first time this has happened. When I was releasing the Why You Suck with the Vampire Counts video, the first section is how to set up an ambush to neutralise Zufbar. And as I was about to release the video, I saw posts on the Reddit stating that CA had somehow managed to remove ambush stance from the vampires with a new bug that had been introduced. Again, puts me in a tricky spot. Do I release the video? Do I make a new video without the bug? Or do I make a video going on about the bug itself? Mercifully, that bug had a hotfix. This one clearly doesn't. Or not one lined up, and it's tragic really. What's doubly damning is that this bug specifically affects the two races which were getting updated in the patch. People, quite rightly, want to know, where is the quality assurance? When you make changes and throw it into the production environment, aka our versions of the game, what gameplay testing are you doing to make sure things like this don't happen? If you've spent hundreds of dollars on a product, why does it keep getting broken? Now, for me personally, it's very annoying and sad to see. It doesn't quite stoop to the lows of 2023 with Shadows of Change and Pharaoh, but my god, it's a bad bug, and it needs to be fixed. It also makes me very nervous about the state of the next games. The Warscape engine was never good. Empire was broken beyond belief upon release. Many of the historical titles after Empire have been poor. Certainly nowhere near as fun as Medieval 2 or Rome 1. There's no two ways about it. They need a new engine. They need to dump Warscape and look into alternatives because, as we saw with Pharaoh, people are just not going to be putting up with the enormous quantity of bugs which we see game after game. And clearly, CA has lost control of supporting it also. This is why we see enormous gaps in patches and fixes, as well as some bugs just being left unattended to, and huge new bugs being introduced and then not attended to. It's simply not good enough. We all appreciate it's a complicated game and it's ambitious, but bugs of this magnitude are not acceptable over the near decade that Warhammer Total War has been in existence. If Total War 40k is in the works on this engine, I think it'll be a disaster. Firstly, it'll be competing with Dawn of War, which from all accounts looks very promising, and I'm certainly looking forward to sinking my teeth into that. Secondly, ranged units still function pretty badly in Warhammer 3, and obviously in any Warhammer Total War game for 40k, ranged units will be very prevalent. There's still the fire at will bug, the general derpiness, the constant reforming of lines. I can only really guess what it'll look like for Warhammer 40k Total War, but I don't think it'll look good. If it's another historical game that they're making, I also dread to see it on the current Warscape engine. I didn't hate Pharaoh as a game, but there was still a lot of jank with it, and that just kind of contributed to its broad unappeal. There's probably been massive attrition of the technical talent that made Warhammer 2, and now other people are trying to pick up the pieces. But for a new title, they don't have the resource to properly support games that are on this engine. CA cannot release another game in the state that Warhammer 3 launched. It would be a death sentence for the company. I really hope that their new title is being made on a new engine, because much like Bethesda's Creation engine, the cracks in this one are very visible. It's janky, it's buggy, and it's falling apart. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of hard-coded issues within the game. I am tired of patches introducing massive game-altering bugs. I knew this year would be a caretaker year for Creative Assembly, where they regroup after the shambles of 2023 and the reasonably well-received DLCs preceding that in 2024, but they're not taking care at all. We haven't had a meaningful update to the game since December of 2024, and yet they're still somehow introducing massive bugs. It's mind-boggling. And what's worse is there's no communication to the player base as to when the bugs will get fixed. The player base has to chase CA. I want to stress that I still enjoy this game, warts and all. There's certainly parts of the game that I find annoying, like the sieges and the plethora of bugs, but overall it is a good game. It just appears to be being mishandled currently, which is just such a massive shame. It's heart-wrenching to see such a wasted opportunity. If the game was crap, then nobody would care. I wouldn't be making a video on it, and we could just go and play something else. But this game is good in so many different ways. It's tragic to see it's not being given the focus and due care and attention it deserves. And obviously, the other huge development is Legend of Total War leaving Total War from January next year to pursue other interests, and probably spend a little more time with his family. This is a massive blow to the Total War community. Legend has been pretty instrumental in pushing forward changes and getting the players a better deal from CA. Obviously, he hasn't personally done that, but I feel he has very much acted as a catalyst to get meaningful changes and concessions by uniting the player base. And with him leaving, I think that leaves us all who actually care about Total War and the longevity of the series very, very exposed. I have often criticised CA, but I do not pull the kind of weight that Legend of Total War has. I'm not even close. So the Total War community as a whole needs now more than ever to be united and be vigilant of game-breaking bugs and shoddy business practices. If you see any crazy bugs that you feel are unattended to, feel free to reach out to me. Just email me at blakestakes420@gmail.com, share some footage with me, maybe upload it in a Google Drive or something, and then we can try and shine a light on it together. I'm maybe considering making a bi-weekly video highlighting the bugs. It'll be called Blake's Bug Waitlist, or BBW for short. We'll take that acronym back so it's no longer something exclusively relegated for your mother. I just want to say that Legend of Total War has been an inspiration for me, and I have thoroughly enjoyed his content over the years. I wish him the very best for whatever he decides to pursue in the future. And for CA, I just think that people are very justified in their annoyance with them, with the lack of updates and the introduction of new bugs. And whilst they've now put out a communication regarding the recruitment bug, as they call it, it really shouldn't have to be outrage like this causing them to address issues. It really shouldn't. The communication needs to improve. As anyone who's worked in service will tell you, you can get away with an awful lot more as long as you keep your customer updated. Whilst bugs of this magnitude I think are poor form for a game which is as antiquated as Warhammer Total War is, we can certainly forgive them for happening. It's the radio silence after the fact that I think is really unforgivable. Anyway, that's enough for me. I've been Blake, delivering my take. See you next time, fuckers.